Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said Monday that the airstrike that killed dozens of displaced Palestinians in Rafah was a tragic mistake. The White House says it's assessing if Israel crossed the red line with its Rafah airstrike. Seung-jae has more.
At least 45 people were killed and more than 200 others injured after an Israeli airstrike at a refugee camp in Rafah. In response to the casualties, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the strike a tragic mistake.
In Rafah, we already evacuated about 1 million non-combatant residents, and despite our utmost effort not to harm non-combatants, something unfortunately went tragically wrong. We are investigating the incident and will reach conclusions because this is our policy.
Netanyahu added that while every non-combatant that is hurt is a tragedy, for Hamas, it's a strategy. According to the Gaza Health Ministry and Palestinian medics, most of the casualties were women and children. Washington has long warned Israel to make sure there are limited civilian casualties in Rafah. But with dozens killed in the recent airstrike, the White House is now assessing whether Israel has crossed the line. U.S. officials speaking to media outlet Axios said that the Biden administration is assessing if the airstrike is a violation of what President Biden called a red line, adding that a humanitarian crisis due to the mass displacement of civilians from Rafah could also constitute a violation. Meanwhile, the EU has decided to resume its mission to directly manage and monitor the Rafah border crossing for the first time in 17 years. Joseph Borrell, the EU High Representative for Foreign Affairs and Security, announced Monday that an agreement was reached on the revival of the EU Border Assistance Mission at a meeting of foreign ministers of the 27 EU countries held in Brussels. The mission was first organized in 2005 by the EU to be dispatched to border areas marred in conflict to monitor, control, and manage the flow of people and goods as a neutral third party. It was dispatched to the Rafah checkpoint, but their activities were temporarily suspended after about 2 years when Hamas took complete control of the Gaza Strip in June 2007. Seung-jae, Arirang News.